Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to week 2 of Track Record. If you haven't seen week 1, definitely go and check that out. I'll leave a link to that right here. Also, if you want to see what I am betting on my Sunday picks, follow me on X at WreckWagers. Other than that, let's get into the video. Lastly, I plan to do this every single week for all 18 weeks of the NFL. So definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video. I placed a total of 25 bets this week. The first 3 were for the Buffalo and Miami game. I whiffed on all 3 of these bets. I picked Miami money line. I picked Miami money line and under 57.5 on a parlay. And lastly, I picked the Dolphins negative spread. Thought Miami was going to have a better performance this game. Tua definitely had a rough game, tossing up interceptions, not looking very composed. Also, I think some of the anticipation on a lot of the passes wasn't looking too right. He was seen smiling after throwing a couple interceptions. I get one of them wasn't really his fault. Hit his receiver's arm, and his receiver wasn't really paying attention. But still, I really expected a little bit more fight out of the Dolphins in a divisional primetime game. Really, all my bets were based on the Dolphins winning. If they did end up winning, I think the start of the week would look very nice. However, it didn't go my way, and we move into the Sunday games, starting off, continuing with the New Orleans Saints against Dallas and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Lions. For the New Orleans Saints-Dallas game, I picked Saints +6 on the spread. I really liked the way the Saints came out in their opener against the Panthers. Really aggressive on offense. Their defense made a lot of great plays too, a lot of sacks. Although it is the Panthers and their O-line is very dismantled and their entire organization really is going through a little bit of trouble right now, I still like the way the Saints came off. I thought Alvin Kamara had a fantastic game. I thought the receivers played very well, and I also like Derek Carr and the way he was able to move the ball down the field. My next bet was Amon-Ra St. Brown anytime touchdown against the Buccaneers. Really thought he was going to pick up his red zone production come this game at home. And I also picked the Lions negative 7.5 spread. Really thought this team was going to do more at home against the Buccaneers. Buccaneers look strong, though. I need to go back and watch some of the tape and see how the Buccaneers have progressed. So for my first 6 picks, I end up going 1 for 6. Not a great start. For my next 4, I end up going 2 for 4, starting with the Indianapolis Colts at Green Bay. Thought the Colts are going to have a stronger performance at Green Bay. Green Bay obviously lost their head quarterback, Jordan Love. Malik Willis filled in with him. He had some game time experience over at Tennessee. We thought the Colts team was going to take the opportunity of not having their starting quarterback, the Green Bay starting quarterback, in and really get a nice win away from home. I thought that the Colts had a really strong showing against Houston. And although Green Bay and the Colts don't play each other too often, thought the Colts would be able to take this one home. My second bet that I won this week was the over on the Jets and Tennessee game. I overall thought that this game was going to be very aggressive on offense, and it definitely was. Although Will Levis looked like he had a tough game, I thought he played very well. He just had that questionable toss in the red zone that ended up being a turnover. But other than that, I thought he played super well. I'm going to continue to beat my chest that the Titans are an underrated team this year. Both teams were able to score this game, and I ended up winning my bet. The next bet that I won was the under in the 49ers-Vikings game. Although this game didn't go as I planned, I'm still happy that it won. Really was thinking that the 49ers defense was going to shut down the Vikings. This is definitely an upset. I don't think anybody thought that the Vikings could take down the 49ers, even though it was an away game for the 49ers. That game ended 17-23, and I comfortably win my underbet. My next bet was the Seahawks negative spread at the Patriots. I thought that the Seahawks were going to come out a little bit more offensively aggressive than they were. However, the Patriots did put up a great fight, bringing this game into overtime. Still a chance for me to win my bet in overtime. However, the Seahawks end up not possessing the ball in the first possession of overtime and end up scoring a field goal once they got possession of the ball. The line originally opened up at -3.5, and I thought there was some value to be taken in increasing the negative spread on the Seahawks. I thought that if the Seahawks did win, that they would end up winning by a touchdown score. I didn't think the Patriots would play as well as they did. I definitely don't like betting against the Patriots as a Patriots fan. However, it kind of gives me the best of both worlds if the Patriots do end up winning. However, in this situation, I lost my bet and the Patriots lost. Let me know if you guys also bet against your favorite team and how well that works out. My 10th bet was the money line on the Giants against the Commanders. I don't really have any insight on this. I just need to go back and watch some film on both teams and kind of see where both are at. Thought I really had a baseline for the Giants and the Commanders. Granted, this was a close game, and it was decided by a field goal. However, I need to watch some film on both teams. I think that these are two teams that I don't have a great understanding about, and I think watching the first 2 week games for both the teams will give me better insights going into week 3. Out of my next set of 5 bets, I end up only winning one of them. The next bet that I placed was the Chargers and Panthers game. I ended up placing a bet on the Panthers money line. I know all the talk about this team being bad. I don't think they're going to win another game the rest of the season. You probably won't see me placing another bet on the Panthers money line again. My favorite pick of this week was the Browns money line when the Browns played the Jaguars in Jacksonville. This bet ended up paying out. I still need to review the game and watch some film on both teams. Happy the Browns had a bounce back week away from home. I was second guessing myself on the next matchup. This was the Raiders and Baltimore game. I was going back and forth between the over and the under on this game. I ended up picking the under, and both teams are able to generate offense this game. Same thing with the Cardinals and Rams. The Cardinals had a super impressive first quarter against the Rams. I went back and forth on this bet too. I had the Cardinals money line, but second guessed myself and ended up picking the under, thinking that a 99-degree day in the Arizona heat was not going to entice a lot of movement on both the offensive and defensive teams. Good for them for winning. I should have bet on them. Was going back and forth, but ended up choosing the under, thinking that was a bit safer. But I honestly should have went with my gut instinct on this bet. The Steelers and Broncos game, disappointed in as well. I picked the Broncos plus 3.5. I was, whatever team was going to win by no more than 3 points. So I thought this plus 3 at home was safe for the Broncos. No such thing as a safe bet. Broncos ended up losing by more than 3. Good win for the Steelers on the road. The last of the 4 o'clock games, the Bengals and Chiefs. My bet was on the Bengals this game. I thought the Bengals would bounce back. The Bengals usually have a slow start to the season, and this game was no exception. They ended up losing on a Harrison Butker kick from at least 50 yards on coming from a pass interference call. I think the safety or cornerback ended up driving his hand into the back of the defender as a ball was thrown up from Patrick Mahomes. If he just waited less than a second to contest that pass, then it would have been a turnover on downs, and the Bengals would just be able to kneel out that game, and I would have been able to win the bet. However, that's not how it went, and the Chiefs ended up clutching that game, bringing their record to 2-0 and the Bengals to 0-2. Tough showing up until the Sunday night game. I think I've only won 4 of my bets so far. However, entering into the Sunday game, I was very hopeful that the Bears and Houston game was going to be electric, going to be a lot of points. And I thought that the Bears and Caleb Williams would ultimately pull off a little bit of an upset against this Houston team. I bet the Bears money line on a free bet. This was a free bet from my Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown bet not hitting, so I just decided to bet this on the Bears money line, better payout, and definitely believed in the Bears. The other bets that I placed on this game were the Stephon Diggs and DJ Moore anytime touchdown. This was a boosted bet from the Sportsbook. I ended up taking this. And my other bet was the over 44.5. I had a boost for one of the over 44.5s, and I really was convinced that these teams are both going to score a lot of points. Tough end to my Sunday, whiffing the last 4 of my bets and only winning 4 out of 21 of my bets for the up until this point in the week. Moving on to the last game of the week, I had high hopes for the Eagles, Saquon Barkley, and Jalen Hurts, and I only pick up 1 out of 4 bets that I placed on this game. Saquon Barkley was so close to scoring a touchdown. His knee was down half a yard from the end zone on one of the Eagles' drives in the fourth quarter. And it's a little disappointing, too, and the only bet that I won from this game was one that I didn't even make. It was one from the Sportsbook. This Saquon Barkley and Bijan Robinson combined 130 yards rushing was a boosted bet from the Sportsbook. So I just ended up picking a lot of wrong bets this week. So switching the camera angle around so we can see a little bit more detail in my bet tracker. End up placing a total of 25 bets this week, winning 5 of those and losing 20 for a bet win percentage of 20%. I don't think I've ever gone that low in my 2 years betting on the NFL. The profit margin was negative 55.4% overall. Although I did lose 20 bets out of 25, I think this could have gone a lot worse than it actually did. The profit margin was only negative 55.5, and that was only off winning 5 bets. What really saved me was the Browns game. It came really close on a lot of bets. The Bengals would have paid out nicely had that pass interference call had not gone against me. Would have made out if Saquon Barkley did get a touchdown pass. A lot of opportunity. Need to go back and watch some film. Just really need to study a little bit harder this week and put a little bit more into my bets and do some more review overall. Gonna put a little bit more studying into this week as I approach the Jets and Patriots game come Thursday. I'm going to be posting my picks on X for that game. If you want to check that out, at WreckWagers, you can follow me. I'm going to be doing the Thursday game this week as well as the Sunday games. Don't miss that. On Twitter, I'll just post the layout that you see here, posting the matchups and what my bets are, as well as including the odds in my picks. So I'm going to be doing that for the Thursday and Sunday games again. Let me know if you had better luck last week on your NFL picks. Let me know what you're looking to change entering week 3. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please consider dropping a like on the video, subscribe for more YouTube content, and follow me on Twitter at WreckWagers for my Thursday and Sunday picks this week for the NFL.